are watching the Fan Club.
You're watching the Fan Club.
And you're watching the Fan Club. Do you know what time it is?
And you know what time it is.
It's time for the Fan Club. Let's go. Hey!
I can't do this on my own, cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake one.
It is my absolute privilege to bring to the stage at this time, he is the one and only David Yost, everybody!
What's up, bud?
Yes, they're working now. How you doing?
Good, there's a lot of glitter on this couch.
Yeah, it was, there was some acts last night that I guess involved a lot of glitter, and yes, now we will be covered in it as well.
Glitter is my least favorite thing in the world.
Oh gosh, we can give you like...
No, it's okay, no, I'll survive.
All right, how's the weekend been so far?
It's been good. It's been really busy. Yesterday was really busy.
Busy's good, we love busy.
Yes.
First of all, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I wanted to kind of ask about the 30th anniversary special. We can talk about that a little bit. I'm sure you guys have all watched the film, right? Yes?
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to say, I really feel like your character and like Billy has had such an evolution since, you know, the beginning of the Power Rangers. So I wanted to know, what is it essentially like, you know, becoming the leader of the group and getting to see Billy evolve?
Sorry, didn't mean to wake you up there. I don't know if he was the leader. I appreciate people saying that. He was a leader-ish person in this special, which was nice. I think it's certainly something that Billy was very proud and happy to take on. But the circumstances with which it happened, with the death of Trini, maybe wasn't the best. But obviously stepping up to the leader position is a lot of fun. For Billy, for me as the actor, just from 30 years ago when I started playing Billy, and he was like not very confident, didn't really know how to fight, wasn't really sure of himself, and then to get to play him over the 200 and some episodes I've done now, and really have him evolve has been such a great journey to see where he's gone. And so it's a huge honor for me.
It was, like, watching the movie, it was tough to see the scene that you were speaking about and watching, like, her passing play out like that. What was that like when you initially read the script and you saw that's how it was going to play out?
I was a little apprehensive because I don't know that I agree with it still. Probably shouldn't say that, but, you know, it's kind of hard when you have a superhero who's fighting in action pass away in action. So it's kind of an iffy choice, but I thought it was treated in a respectful manner, and it kind of made sense to what was going on, and it added that extra level of darkness, more adultness to the special. So for that, I think it was okay. And I'm just happy that they took the time to honor Twee, who played Trini. That she's still remembered in some way after all these years, so that was a really good thing.
And obviously you guys are reunited in these conventions all over the world, but what was it like being reunited on set?
Well, I mean, it was really great for Walter and I because we started the franchise. So just to get to come back with him and get to be Billy and Zach together was a lot of fun. Walter, I'm sure many of you have met him, is full of a lot of energy, loves to dance, so he always keeps the spirit alive when we're on set. But it was just a lot of fun for him and I because we get to do a lot of things that we maybe didn't get to do in our generations of Power Rangers, and because again the script is a little bit darker, like we got to act a little bit more. So that was a lot of fun for both of us. I will say for me, being Billy is difficult sometimes because they write Billy with a lot of exposition. So Billy's always the one that has to explain everything, like a multifunctional automaton type of stuff. So, it's not always, I don't always get to act, I guess. So it was a lot of fun for Walter and I to get to do a couple of our scenes that we got to do together because we really got to kind of step out of some of the stuff that we normally do.
I wanted to ask, what is your personal definition of a hero?
Oh, wow. I mean, I just think a hero is somebody that, you know, we have opportunities to be heroes in every second of the day. So it could just be somebody that's opening a door for somebody. You know, you're seeing somebody get mistreated. You're the one that steps up to say, hey, you know, back off and leave this person alone, kind of thing. So I just think it's a compassionate person, somebody that cares about humanity, cares about the earth, cares about the world that we live in. I think we all have to step up right now in the world and be heroes because there's so much what feels very chaotic going on. So, you know, if we could just all step back and just remember we're all human and just try to see the human aspect of each other, I think would be a lot better.
Obviously, like, also Power Rangers is generational. You know, you're meeting full families that now have the opportunity to be Power Rangers fans. What is it like for you to see, you know, parents, children, grandchildren now all celebrating Power Rangers together?
It's extremely humbling. I will say Walter and I have had this conversation quite a bit because, you know, when you guys were kids, often your parents would watch it, or sometimes even your grandparents. So we're kind of almost into 5 generations of people, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, we got people's grandparents, their parents, you guys have kids. It's wild. And it's super, super humbling. So it's really awesome, especially for the original cast, because we have such a strong fan base all around the world. And so to get to travel to Brazil, or I was just in Uruguay, and just get to meet people's parents and people's grandparents, and then, you know, everybody's bringing their kids and they've introduced their kids to the original Power Rangers, and their kids seem to resonate with the original Power Rangers more than some of the new ones, so it's really awesome.
And that's so cool that you like get to travel all around the world and be celebrated all around the world. A thing that I've been pointing out all weekend is the incredible cosplays that have been here. And what's it like for you to see people dressed up as Power Rangers or as Billy?
I mean, it's again, everything is very humbling. It's so sweet, and it's really awesome to know that a television series that I was a part of has had such an influence on so many people around the world, and to influence people in such a way that they want to cosplay as a Power Ranger, or even sometimes people come dressed up as Billy in their overalls and their glasses and their plaid shirts, whatever. It's pretty cool. Just to know, like, my character, who is the nerd or the geek, you know, gave people a sense of confidence. Like, they saw, well, Billy, I saw that Billy had friends, so it gave me confidence to go out and make friends. Or I saw that Billy couldn't quite fight, but he took karate lessons, and because Billy was taking karate lessons, I took karate lessons. So to have that, and then have people come dressed up as the Blue Ranger, Green Ranger, Red Ranger, pink, yellow, black, whatever, it's pretty cool.
What was your background before joining Power Rangers? I know you were a gymnast, correct?
Yeah, I was, Amy Jo and I were competitive gymnasts in our youth, and Austin and Jason David Frank were martial artists. Walter was a dancer, and Twee had martial arts as well.
And I know you still have a very close relationship with Amy. I see a lot of your, you know, posted videos together. Is this something like when you were initially filming that you thought this is going to last a lifetime?
Oh God, no. I mean, Amy and I used to fight quite a bit. I mean, we were always good friends. We're like very much brother and sisters. But yeah, we fight quite a bit. And when Amy left the show, I think she and I were in a really big fight. Like, we weren't talking. And we just, I don't know, maybe like a year or two after that, after she had left, we were both driving down Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles and just happened to be next to each other in traffic. And we both looked over and was like, and so from that moment, I think we've been solid since then. So
serendipitous.
It was
right?
very serendipitous.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, she's an amazing woman, and she's super talented. So she's definitely been a great friend over the years.
Yeah, I love her music as well.
She's so talented.
Stunning voice. If you guys want to start lining up, okay, we got her.
Oh, it's way over there.
Yes. Go ahead. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, I'm Austin. So you've been working on Power Rangers Quantum Continuum. So what sparked that project? Explain it for people who might not know about it. And is there any, do you get any, have you gotten anything from Hasbro that they're actually interested in making it?
All right, the Quantum, Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Quantum Continuum is something that I started writing probably 3 or 4 years ago now at this point. for me, it was trying to come up with a 30th anniversary reunion of the original cast. And so it's all based on the original cast, and I had created it, wrote all the scripts for it. I've had discussions with Hasbro prior to it. I can't really say why we didn't move forward with it because of my non-disclosure agreement at this point. So out of my discussions with them, they said, well, we can't do your project right now, but what we can do is this thing called Once and Always. It wasn't written at the time, but they just said, so we're gonna write, this special. And so that kind of came out of our discussion of it. Once and Always is nothing like my scripts by any means. The Quantum Continuum is really based on the original Rangers, where they're at now in their lives, and they haven't been a team per se, and there's something happening to planet Earth. They're being infiltrated by these bee-like creatures, and they have to come back together.
Murder hornets?
What, murder?
Murder hornets? Was
No, it's not murder hornets, but I guess maybe similar in some ways.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
What's your name?
What's going on, guys? I'm Dan. I was a huge fan of Cosmic Fury. I don't know if everyone saw it, but go check it out on Netflix. It's out now. What were your thoughts of it, and how did you feel coming back as like a mentor to the new team of Rangers?
So I have to be a little bit careful because the actors are still on strike. So in theory, I really can't talk about Cosmic Fury because it's streaming on Netflix right now. And I will say that it was an honor to get to go back and work with the new cast that's currently the Power Rangers in Cosmic Fury. They're a super great, I can't talk today, a group of really cool kids, and they're all very talented, and I had a lot of fun working with them. Thank you.
What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Mike, and I was just gonna ask, I've been with, I grew up with like the original Mighty Morphin back in the 90s and stuff, and I was just wondering when it started, did any part of yourself kind of go into writing Billy's character or something?
Did I personally write Billy's character?
I was just wondering if any part of kind of like your personality or something kind of went into helping write his character?
I mean, maybe in some ways. I was really different than Billy. I don't mean to disappoint a lot of people, but I'm not very smart in real life. So, no, I'm not. So getting to play Billy was like a huge challenge for me because they would write these big words and I really didn't know what a lot of the words they were writing meant. And so I'd have to sit in my dressing room with my dictionary and look it up and figure it out. So Billy made me smarter in a lot of ways. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, I don't know that a lot of my personal life influenced Billy. I'm sure there's areas for sure. But I just really got to create a character, and that's how I created Billy. So, the writers, I just took what the writers wrote and did my best to maybe grow it a little bit, if that makes any sense.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bulk.
Hello, I am half of Minnesota Bulk and Skull here, and on behalf of us, our Power Ranger fandom here in Minnesota, thank you for being here. It's an honor to finally meet you. I have to ask you this question because I've asked everybody else that I've met that was in the movie. What is your favorite part about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, like the filming of it? Like, what was your favorite part of that whole movie?
You're talking about 1995?
Yes, 95.
My favorite part of that movie?
Yeah.
Filming it.
Like, or anything that you did during it, because...
I would say on day 2, Jason David Frank tried to run up a tree and do a backflip, but he fell on his face. And he slashed his upper cheek, and it was very dramatic for Mr. Frank. So, we all used to have to travel in a van together, the cast, whatever. And so, Jason did that. It was very upsetting. My face, his face is his life. So we all had to stop at a drugstore so they could buy him vitamin E to put on his little cut and all that kind of stuff. But it was just, I just thought it doesn't sound funny, but it was a very funny moment. Just because, we're on day 2 of the movie and Jason's screwing up his face. So that was one of my fondest moments. I'm sure you've heard the other story about how, because we traveled in a van together, Jason dared Johnny to climb up on the roof of the van while we were driving. And Johnny climbed out the window and got on the roof, and then Jason blocked all the windows so he couldn't get back in.
I actually hadn't heard that.
You hadn't? Now you've heard
That's
it.
awesome, thank you.
I don't know if it was, that was pretty scary. So, because the woman that was driving us had no idea what was going on, and she's just driving down the road, and Johnny's trapped on the roof. So that was one, and then there's another one. This is all Jason David Frank stuff. We were filming, I don't know if you remember the movie, when the Tengu warriors come in and we're out in the ocean and we meet Dulcia. Like there's big waves crashing, all these big monolithic rocks. So we're filming out in this city called Kiama in Australia. And anyway, we're back at the hotel. Jason and I are hanging out in my hotel room. And I go out on my balcony and he locks me out on my balcony for a long time. And I'm like, what do I do? It's been an hour. I tried to climb off my balcony to drop down to the ground, and I'm hanging off my balcony, but it's like almost 3 stories high, and so then I climbed back up on my balcony. But Jason was, a problem child. But I don't know, there's a lot of good memories like that where Jason's just always pulling pranks.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, thank you. That was probably too long, huh? Sorry.
My name's Dino. It's funny because that's Steve's favorite memory is when Jason got cut open because he placed his naked butt cheeks on Steve the day before when he was sleeping.
Oh, yeah. I didn't share that one. I mean, yes, Steve would fall asleep a lot on set, and so I think Jason one day just sat on his face.
So my question for you guys, I've asked all the other cats, what would be your fondest memory of this series and least fondest? Because Walter and Austin both said it was when you guys were forced to go during an earthquake or slightly afterwards. And it was shaking and the whole set was moving. What would be like your least favorite and most favorite throughout the whole time filming the original show?
I mean, the whole season 1 was a lot of fun to film. I wouldn't trade it for the world. That's probably, so I can't really maybe pick a favorite moment, but just, Austin, Walter, Amy Jo, and myself went through the whole audition process together. We got clumped together very early on, and we used to go rehearse our lines at Bob's Big Boy, this restaurant. We would go and really work on developing the friendship of the characters and just hanging out together, so it felt very natural. And so I just remember all those early things that we did as a group that probably helped us get the job. And so we all had like a natural chemistry together, and so it was a lot of fun. And then once the show became this huge international success, just becoming famous together was pretty crazy. So we all had to navigate that together, which was great. I'm glad I went through it with them. So the least favorite, I mean, that's probably a good least favorite thing. In 1994, Los Angeles had like a 6.8 earthquake, which is pretty strong, and freeways collapsed, and it was wild. There was no power, but somehow we were still getting phone calls telling us to go to work, which was crazy. Like the mayor of Los Angeles is saying, stay in your house, don't go out, but Saban Entertainment is saying, you guys have to show up. And so we all diligently drove to work, but our studio, the ceiling had fallen in some places, so they're like, okay, we're just gonna film outside in the parking lot, we have to film. And we were there for like, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe 5 hours until they finally said, okay, we can't do anything. I mean, there was no power, but in the movie industry, we have generators, so they got all the generators going. It was a really ridiculous thing to request, because where our studio was, several freeways had collapsed by our studio. So, just very bizarre. And it just shows you that they didn't really care about our safety by any means. Yeah, so, good question. I hope that helped. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. What's your name?
Mary. What's my favorite food? That's a great question. Well, I love Mexican food. But if you wanted me to answer as Billy likes guacamole cheeseburgers. But David, I like Mexican food. Is that okay? What's your favorite food? Spaghetti. What is it? Cake. Cake? Oh my God. You're a girl after my own heart. I like cake too, but I don't like to admit that to people because then they think I'm a pig. I like chocolate cake. What's your favorite kind of cake? Strawberry. Strawberry? Oh my gosh. Got a lot of good choices in there. Well, it's nice to meet you and thank you for your question.
Excellent question.
Strawberry cake, that sounds good.
I'm very hungry now.
My name is Nick. I'm wondering what's next for Billy now that you've done the special. And I know you have ideas of your own that you want to try and move forward on. But as far as just Billy's character, what do you think is go forward with that?
I honestly don't know. I mean, they've left it very open-ended, which is good in some ways. So it seems like Billy's on a quest to find Zordon and has a hope that Zordon is still alive. So I don't know what will come in the future, if any of that will come in the future, but it certainly has been left that way in Once and Always and also in Cosmic Fury. Both of those, they leave Billy kind of wondering about where Zordon's at, or that Zordon could still be alive. So
Very cool.
yeah, thank you for your question.
What's your name?
Hello, my name is Sean. I wanted to ask you, David Yost, what would you say are like your favorite places that you've been, maybe like on tour as, just in general?
Like my favorite places that I've gone while I've been like coming to Comic-Cons or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I will say, and this will be a little weird for a lot of people, Cincinnati, Ohio, for whatever reason is...
The chili spaghetti?
No. Oh, I didn't know they had chili spaghetti. Oh, okay. No, it's just like the most beautiful city for some reason. Every time I go there, it seems to be the right time of year. And when you go from the airport to the city, you go through tunnels, and there's trains, and there's bridges, and the trees, the sun setting, the downtown. I don't know, it looks so beautiful. So that's, for some reason, been one of my favorite places to go. But I would say Brazil was a lot of fun. And the UK, I love Glasgow, Scotland. That was probably my, so I'll go Cincinnati, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and then Glasgow, Scotland.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that was so on brand.
What is it, sort of? I can't tell you how many times I hear that in airports. It's crazy. Like I'll just be sitting waiting for my plane and I'll hear it go off. And I'm like, I wonder if they're doing that to see if I'll react.
Hi, I'm Mary. I wanted to know, was it really exciting to become an action figure? Was that like on your wish list in life? Or was that just a total like took you by surprise sort of thing?
That definitely took us all by surprise. I don't think back then, maybe now as kids are growing up and they want to become actors, they think about that. But I don't know that it was such a huge thing back in the day. But when the 90s hit, yeah, I mean, that was really cool. It's also kind of weird because you see kids running around with your action figure, hitting it, beating it up, playing Power Rangers kind of thing. So, but yeah, I mean, it's really crazy now because for the original cast, we have so many different types of action figures and there's just so much merchandising. It's pretty crazy, but it's certainly a huge honor by every means of that word, honor.
Cool, thank
Thank
you.
you. Good question.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Dan. So Alien Rangers, did they ask you to come back for that miniseries without your cast? Were you supposed to leave like after that or something?
No. They said, just so you know, we're gonna give the rest of the cast a vacation, and we want you to stay and be in Alien Rangers. And I was like, okay. So that was fine. I didn't mind that, and I wasn't supposed to leave after that. No, I was supposed to leave after Zito.
Okay, there's some podcast I listened to.
Y'all don't listen to anything on the internet.
All right, well thank you.
You can't trust anything unless you hear it from me. Don't trust it.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Joe. Just wondering, when was sort of what were some moments that stand out as just realizing the phenomenon of the series and how global it was? I imagine, you're shooting before, you don't really know what the reception's going to be, and then I heard there were some live shows with some packed crowds. I was just curious that, with the action figures and costumes and seeing people dress up, like what were some of those moments that really made your mind blow, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, we filmed almost the entire first season before the show even started airing, so we had really no way of gauging or understanding how it was going to go. I think that's what made, for me, the first season so much fun, because we were all so innocent and just really wanting to do our best job and just have a lot of fun doing it, because the show wasn't airing yet and we were just having a good time. And then once it aired, we shot to number one like overnight, basically, as they say. I don't think any of us really understood. The producers would come in and say, you guys are the number one show, you're the number one show, but you don't really understand what that means. And so I don't think we really understood what any of it meant until we went and did a show at Universal Studios. I think that's the big story that most of us tell. So we were just supposed to do like one little small live performance at Universal Studios in their outdoor American Tail amphitheater, and it seated maybe like 200 to 300 people. And but we were there rehearsing very early in the morning, and somebody came and said, "We're gonna have to move you guys to a slightly bigger theater," and maybe it was double that size. And we were like, "Okay." And then within a half hour of that, they're like, we don't know what's going on, but there's a traffic jam in Los Angeles at this point. So basically we closed down the freeway in Los Angeles in 8 miles in each direction, because everybody was trying to get to Universal Studios to see the Power Rangers. It was the craziest thing ever to go back home that night and watch it all play out on the evening news. Not only locally in Los Angeles, but we made national news, whatever. So to close down a freeway is one thing, and then they closed the gates to Universal Studios by 10 a.m. because there had already been like 30,000 people at the park. They were at capacity already at that time. So that was pretty wild. And then from doing one show, we ended up doing 6 or 7 shows, and each show seated about 7,000 people. So it was a very wild day, very exciting day. We all call it our rock star moment because it's how this stage is actually. There's a lot of bright lights and it's really hard to see out there, but all you see is all you hear is screaming kids when we're on stage, and then just flashes. Back then you had to take flashes, whatever. So flashes just going off everywhere. It was awesome. So we knew at that point that we were the #1 kid show. That's when we understood it. And then, you start getting recognized, like you're at Target, and you see people staring at you, and you're like, why are they staring at me? And you see little kids running behind their parents, like you're scaring them or something. So, you start having those moments where you start getting recognized out on the street. So that's kind of the ones that I think stick with me the most.
I guess just sort of a little follow-up. Just thinking back to celebrities in the 90s were so different than today because you have so many options now. I think back to the Chicago Bulls documentary, The Last Dance, and how big they were. And it's very similar to where you guys, because, we only knew one medium basically. We only knew TV and movies and magazines.
Right. So
how different is that? And do you think that level of celebrity could ever be replicated today with so many options?
I don't know. It's so interesting because we didn't have social media back then, and even when we started the TV show, we didn't have cell phones. So Jason and I, we got cell phones like in 1995, and we thought we were the coolest guys on the block, it's a totally different world now with social media. We all have a computer device somehow on our phone. We can watch whatever we want to watch when we want to watch it. So it is totally different. Like you guys used to have to run home from school to watch Power Rangers, or some of you watched it first thing in the morning before school. So, now everything is right at your disposal whenever you want it. So it's totally different. I don't know that, I haven't seen a show in a long time really have that kind of an impact. But obviously shows like Stranger Things, Cobra Kai, they have a really strong, solid following too. It just feels different in some ways.
Yeah, I just think back to the prime time, how big a deal that was,
right.
To have a kid show in prime time.
Exactly.
Good question.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So I know you said you got the Ninjetti from the movie, the costume. What would you say was your least favorite getting in and out of, and what was your favorite?
The Ninjetti was certainly my least favorite. They look really cool, but back in the day, I don't know why they constructed them this way, but we had to be tied into them. So you put on first the under suit, and then you put on the baggy stuff over it, and then the gloves. I don't know what they're called, Yost. There's those over the glove. They would tie those, so you're tied into your gloves, and then your boots, for whatever reason, they laced up in the back. So you're tied. You have all your pants on that are stuck in your boot, and they're laced up and tied. So if you want to go to the bathroom, you have to get untied. So it was like a lengthy process to go to the bathroom with those. That was my least favorite. What was my favorite thing to wear? I mean, I don't know. I think for Billy, I didn't like a lot of the stuff. I mean, all of season 1, I was in overalls, and I don't care to ever wear overalls again. I was like, come on, man, let Billy wear something different. So, I don't know. I mean, I think the movie costumes from the 1995 movie, I think they looked really cool, but they were extremely heavy. They were like, for the guys, like 30 to 35 pounds each. So you have that on all day. So that wasn't a lot of fun, but I think they looked really good on the screen. They would fall apart often, so in between takes, they would be gluing our suits back together. But yeah, I don't know. I think the movie suits look the coolest. Obviously, the television outfits are iconic, and the Ninjetti, though, were the biggest pain in the butt to put on and off.
Is that why you stole it?
That's why I took it. I stole it because Jason David Frank, once again, Jason David Frank, told me to steal it.
There you go. This is gonna be your final question. Welcome back.
All right, I gotta ask because I'm sure all of us fans want to know. Do you feel Billy was cheated in not getting the Gold Ranger powers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would have been more. What I didn't like was that they were teasing quite often that Billy was going to be a Gold Ranger. So Billy had a girl that had a crush on him, and she made like a gold statue of him, and there was just a lot of hints that Billy was going to be the Gold Ranger. But it was never meant to be. Ever. I mean, I had previous discussions with the producers saying that this isn't going to happen. So, but I think it would have been cool. I'm glad that they brought Austin back, and that Austin's the Gold Ranger, but I think Billy certainly deserved it. I mean, Billy helped create the White Ranger powers. Billy could have certainly grabbed that staff and taken on the powers, but not in the scripts.
I'm sure we all wish you would have gotten it too.
That's nice of you to
We're
say.
just happy you're here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Is there a sign for Power Rangers, or it's Morphin time? Spell it out. Perfect. Amazing. Any final thoughts before we let you go back to your table?
Sure. I just want to say thank you so much to all of you that are here early on a Sunday. I really appreciate that. Sundays are never easy to start the day off, but I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I know that the original cast, we're so grateful for you because obviously without you guys, we would not be the people that we are. And I know we don't take that lightly by any means. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for keeping the franchise alive, for keeping the original cast relevant in some ways. We really appreciate that. So I am truly humbled by you. I am honored. I appreciate all the love that I receive. And it's such an honor for me to get to meet you. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for coming to Twin Cities Comic-Con. And if you haven't come to my table, please come to my table. There's never any pressure to buy anything by any means, but just know that I genuinely appreciate you, care about you, and couldn't be more grateful for you.
We're so grateful for you. Thank you so much.
I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger members, Anime King Nick, Chaos Draco, the Arctic Operator, Dig Wyron, Tim Rage, Roderick Hare, Miguel Ortiz, Let's Talk Sports, Papillon Oger, Roderick Ham, Jason Morazes, Willie Maloney, Louis Cairns, Solima Ramirez, Danny Nascimento, Skird, Stephen Heffelman, Thomas Franco, Savage Sal, Tim Brown, Sean Schiffer, The Cosmic Nerd 24, Bruce Walters, and Austin White. Thank you guys so much for your support, and if you want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this content, you know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. You can also become a member. Please join the fan club support team right now. We have a Blue Ranger power-up and a Gold Ranger power-up. This is an awesome way to talk with the fans, join a fan club official chat group. You can also be featured in our videos. At the end of the videos, I will shout you out. That's if you get the Gold Ranger Power-Up membership. Go check it out. Go support the fan club. We love you guys, and thanks for watching. Peace.
Hi, we're Bulk and Skull. We have been requested by the fan club to say something funny.